This morning, when your feet first touched the floor, I'm willing to bet you felt something very familiar. A dull ache in your knees, a little cracking in your hips, or that stiffness that makes you stand still for a few seconds before taking your first step. I'm Dr. David Warren, and I'm 60 years old. After more than 3 decades in this profession, most of my patients are people over 50, people who want to stay active, walk comfortably, hold their grandkids, garden, exercise gently, and enjoy life without that morning joint pain slowing them down. And I've seen the same scene so many times that it honestly hurts my heart. Someone opens their cabinet, grabs the painkiller bottle, and swallows a pill before they even eat breakfast. Every day, every week, the same routine. I understand, when you're in pain, the only thing you want is for the pain to stop immediately. But here's something many people don't realize. Those pills often turn off the pain signal, but they don't actually help the joint heal. It's like putting tape over the red warning light on your car dashboard. The light disappears, but the engine underneath is still overheating. Inside your joints, tiny cells are working hard to repair tissue, reduce swelling, and protect the delicate cartilage between your bones. But if all we do is silence the alarm with pills, those cells don't get the materials they need to rebuild. Over time, the joint gets more worn down, stiffer, and more painful. The good news is that there are natural ways to help your joints repair themselves, and they're not complicated at all. In fact, you might already have them sitting right in your kitchen. Today, I want to share 5 drinks that many of my patients use to reduce inflammation, lessen pain, and support cartilage repair. These drinks can calm deep inflammation inside the joint, reduce pain signals, improve circulation to joint tissue, and a couple of them even help cartilage recover while you sleep. They're not magical cures, they don't replace your doctor, but they support exactly the biological processes that people over 50 truly need. In this video, we'll talk about the real reasons joints break down faster after age 50, the science behind each drink, how to use them at the right dose and timing, and how to combine them so you see real results within weeks. And most importantly, I want you to know this: your joint pain is not something you're destined to live with forever. Why joints get worse after 50. When we cross age 50, our joints enter a special phase that very few people are ever warned about. You might move less than when you were young, yet ironically, your joints hurt more, feel stiffer, and decline faster. Why? Because 3 silent changes begin happening inside your body. 1. Cartilage thins, and you don't feel it until it's late. Cartilage is like the smooth cushion that lets your bones glide effortlessly. After 50, that cushion starts to dry out, lose moisture, and develop tiny cracks. And we don't feel any of it until the damage is already significant. 2. Silent chronic inflammation, the number 1 enemy of your joints. Inflammation at this age doesn't always show up as swelling, redness, or heat. In older adults, inflammation is usually quiet, but it destroys cartilage day after day. You might only notice stiffness in the morning pain, when standing up crackling or grinding, when you move joints that feel heavy on cold days. All of these are signs of cell-level inflammation. 3. Your joints' repairability drops sharply. I often tell my patients, your body still wants to repair itself. It just doesn't have the raw materials. When you're young, your body produces collagen easily, makes joint fluid, and repairs connective tissue quickly. But after 50, collagen production drops your natural anti-inflammatory enzymes, weaken blood flow to joints, decreases. Your joints want to fix themselves, but they don't have what they need. When all of these changes happen at the same time, you begin to notice. Standing up becomes harder, climbing stairs gets slower, sitting too long hurts, standing too long hurts, and when the weather changes, your joints complain. One of the things patients tell me most often is, "Doctor, I'm scared that one day I won't be able to walk on my own." I understand that fear, and that's exactly why I made this video. Because there are natural, safe, and effective ways to reduce inflammation, support tissue repair, and improve flexibility. Starting with something as simple as the drinks you choose each day. Before we dive into each drink, here's the science you need to know. Understanding why your joints hurt will help you use these drinks correctly. 1. Why do joints become inflamed? Inside every joint is a very sophisticated self-defense system. When a joint is overworked, worn down, or repeatedly stressed, your immune system gets the message, "Come fix this now." But as we age, the repair system becomes slower and less efficient. So what happens? The body produces more inflammatory chemicals but repairs very little, creating a vicious cycle where inflammation, pain, less movement, more wear. I call this the cycle of silent self-erosion. 2. What do inflammatory chemicals actually do? You don't need to remember their names, but you should know their roles. The three common inflammatory molecules in painful joints are IL-1, TNF, IL-6. Think of them like over-enthusiastic workers. Their job is to protect, but when there's too much of them, they break down cartilage, trigger pain, cause swelling, limit flexibility. After age 50, the body produces more of these than necessary. 3. The COX enzyme, the root of pain. This is one of the most important pieces. When tissue is irritated, your body produces COX enzymes, which create prostaglandins, the chemicals that cause pain and swelling. In simple terms, COX, prostaglandin, pain, plus inflammation, painkillers like ibuprofen block COX, but long-term use can damage your stomach, liver, and kidneys. 4. What can natural drinks do? Some drinks contain compounds that can A. Lower inflammatory signals. They help reduce IL-1V, IL-6, and TNF-A, like turning down the volume on inflammation. B. Naturally inhibit COX, not as strong as medication, but enough to reduce pain without damaging the stomach. C. Improve circulation. Better blood flow means better nutrition for joint tissue. D. Provide rebuilding materials. Some drinks contain amino acids, collagen, or compounds that help cartilage repair while you sleep. 5. Why do drinks work so well? Because anti-inflammatory compounds in liquid form, absorb faster, are easier to stay consistent with, can be timed during the golden hours of the day for better results. You'll notice that when you drink the right things the right way, your body responds quickly. And now let's begin the countdown of the 5 most effective drinks I recommend for people over 50. 5. Properly brewed green tea, a natural anti-inflammatory shield. Green tea might seem simple, but when brewed correctly, it acts as a real defense layer against the inflammatory compounds attacking your cartilage. The star compound is EGCG, a powerful anti-inflammatory that studies show can slow inflammation at its source. EGCG can calm IL-1V, IL-6, and TNF-A, reduce deep joint swelling, ease morning stiffness, reduce grinding sensations when walking. Many of my patients feel lighter on their feet after just 3 weeks of consistent use. How to brew it properly. Use loose leaf or high-quality tea bags. Water temperature, 175, 185 degrees, 80-85 degrees C. Steep for 3 to 4 minutes. Best time to drink morning or early afternoon to avoid sleep issues. Common mistakes: adding sugar increases inflammation. Cheap tea bags, mostly dust, very little EGCG, more than 8 cups a day, may stress the liver in sensitive individuals. 4. Golden milk, turmeric milk. Your deep anti-inflammatory switch. If green tea is gentle, golden milk is powerful. Its main compound, curcumin, helps regulate the protein that acts like the body's inflammation switch. Curcumin can reduce excessive inflammation, soothe swelling, improve mobility, reduce weather-related joint pain. Easy 3-minute recipe. 1 cup of milk, dairy or plant-based, 1 teaspoon turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, critical for absorption. Best time to drink late afternoon or evening, when inflammation typically peaks. Important notes: avoid pre-mixed powders with sugar. Start with half a teaspoon if you're new. If you take blood thinners, check with your doctor. Doijai labandich, dingen jai ju, theophongkach van noitu, nien dan shongoi. Mai gyujung tin, thankwa. Baxi David Warren, emap. Dehu, gangoi, menkam giak jang trochuyen, truktiep voingoiksem. Toijan chia noi dung tan joan ro reng, dien jat machlak. Ngon gu tun hien hu mot baxi, my noi trong video. English translation, Conversational American Style 3, tart cherry juice, shutting down pain signals early. This is the fastest acting drink on the entire list. Not because it's as strong as medication, but because it targets the enzymes that create pain signals in the first place. Tart cherries contain deep red pigments called anthocyanins, which help calm the enzymes that produce prostaglandins, the chemicals that trigger pain whenever a joint gets irritated. Many of my patients have told me their knees feel less heavy, their fingers move more easily, long walks no longer send sharp pain through their joints, and these improvements often show up within just 2 to 3 weeks of consistent use. How to use it. Drink 200-300 ml 812 Oz per day. Choose 100% tart cherry juice. No added sugar. Best time to drink midday or after light activity, exactly when prostaglandins tend to spike. Avoid sweet cherry juice, not the same as tart cherry. Cherry-flavored drinks full of artificial ingredients. Drinking too much if you're watching your calorie intake. 2. Fresh ginger tea. Stopping inflammation before it even starts. Ginger isn't just a spice. It's one of the most effective natural drinks I recommend for people over 50 to reduce joint swelling and discomfort. Ginger contains 2 key compounds, gingerol and shogal. These compounds help prevent prostaglandins from forming in the first place, which means less swelling, less pain, fewer flare-ups before they even begin. That's why ginger tea is especially helpful for people with knee swelling, anyone who hurts more in the morning, people sensitive to changes in weather. How to make it: slice 3-5 pieces of fresh ginger. Steep in hot water for 10-15 minutes. Add lemon or a tiny amount of honey if needed. Important. If you're taking blood thinners, talk to your doctor first. Best time: evening. It helps calm inflammation that builds up during the day and reduces morning stiffness. 1. Bone broth. Fueling your joints with the materials they need to rebuild. The 4 drinks above help reduce pain and inflammation, but this final one does something painkillers can never do. It gives your joints the raw materials they need to rebuild. Bone broth naturally contains collagen, glucosamine, chondroitin, glycine, proline. These are the bricks and mortar your body uses to improve joint elasticity, support cartilage repair, thicken the cushion between your bones. I've seen countless patients who, after drinking 1 cup nightly for 6 to 8 weeks, began walking noticeably more comfortably. How to use it: 1 cup per day. Homemade: simmer beef, chicken, or fish bones for 10-24 hours. Store-bought: look for broth that gels when cold. That means real collagen. Avoid broths simmered only 1 to 2 hours. They do almost nothing. Commercial broth that's basically flavored water. If you're histamine sensitive, start with a small amount. The 5 strongest drinks I recommend for people over 50. These are the 5 drinks I consistently guide my patients toward because they help reduce joint pain naturally, safely, and consistently. But I always emphasize one thing. It's not about drinking more. It's about drinking the right thing at the right time. To make it simple, I break it down into 3 parts. The best time of day to drink each one, smart combinations, and the common mistakes most people over 50 make. 1. The golden times of day. Each drink has its own window where it works best. Morning, 7-9 a.m. Green tea. Morning is when inflammation starts rising after sleep. A warm cup here is like putting on your body's first protective shield. It helps reduce morning stiffness, gently boost alertness, support baseline anti-inflammatory activity. If you drink coffee, have the green tea first. Coffee 30 minutes later. Midday, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Tart cherry juice. This is when pain-triggering enzymes become more active, especially after morning movement. Tart cherry at noon helps ease knee, hip, and wrist pain, reduce swelling after walking, calm prostaglandins. If it feels too tart, split into 2 servings, morning plus noon. Late afternoon, early evening, 7 p.m., golden milk turmeric. By this time, the body is tired from the day. Golden milk helps calm widespread inflammation and relax the joints. Perfect for weather-related joint pain, crackling joints that don't glide smoothly, people who don't sleep well because of nighttime discomfort. Evening, 8 right, 10 cos p.m. Ginger tea or bone broth. This is the repair window before deep sleep. Ginger tea reduces inflammation building up from the day. Bone broth supplies collagen, glycine, and proline to support overnight repair. Many of my patients tell me their morning steps feel easier after doing this consistently. 2. Smart daily combinations. You don't need all 5 drinks every day. Choose 2 to 3 based on your goal. If you're in sudden, sharp pain, noon tart cherry, evening ginger night, bone broth. If you're stiff in the morning green tea, afternoon golden milk, night bone broth. If stairs cause pain, noon tart cherry, evening ginger. Before bed, golden milk. If weather changes, trigger pain. Morning, green tea. Afternoon, golden milk. Evening, ginger. If you want long-term cartilage support, nightly bone broth, plus 1 of these daily. Green tea, turmeric, ginger. 3. Mistakes to avoid. These are the most common mistakes I see in patients over 50. Adding sugar, syrups, agave, all trigger inflammation. Instead, use 1 to 2 drops of raw honey or go unsweetened after a few days. Drinking inconsistently. You drink for 3 days, forget for 4. The benefits disappear. Rule: a little every day is better than a lot once in a while. Not considering medications, turmeric plus ginger, blood thinning effects, green tea, can affect blood pressure meds, bone broth, may increase histamine. Always check with your doctor if you're on long-term medication. In short, to walk comfortably and reduce pain, you need to create a consistent anti-inflammatory environment and fuel your body with the nutrients it needs to rebuild. That's the most sustainable way for your joints to feel lighter, stronger, and more flexible. A story from my clinic. About 2 years ago, I met Elaine, a 72-year-old woman who loved baking, gardening, and taking morning walks with her best friend. But her knee pain became so bad that one day she had to sit down on the sidewalk because her legs simply couldn't support her. The first time she came to see me, she smiled gently, but her eyes looked tired. She said, "Doctor, I'm exhausted from taking pills. I just want to walk again. Not fast, not far, just walk." I understood exactly what she meant. Not to win a race, not to impress anyone, just to feel free again in her own body. Her tests showed age-related cartilage wear, chronic low-grade inflammation, and a sensitive stomach from years of painkillers. I remember placing a hand on her shoulder and saying, "Elaine, we're not going to try to run. We're going to help your joints heal from the inside out, one step at a time." I gave her a simple plan. Morning, green tea noon, tart cherry evening, ginger tea, alternating with bone broth. I told her she wouldn't feel a miracle in a few days, but if she stayed consistent, her joints would respond. After 4 weeks, she walked into my office smiling brightly. "Doctor, I'm not scared of mornings anymore. I can stand up right away." After 8 weeks, she came back again, this time holding a photo of her and her grandson at the park. She said, "I walked the whole loop around the lake. Not fast, but I did it. And my grandson held my hand the whole way." When I looked at that picture, I felt something very clear. When the body is supported the right way, it always tries to heal. Whether you're 50, 60, or 80. Elaine's story reminds me of this simple truth. Joints don't need magic. They need small, consistent acts of care. The right steps taken daily. Before we wrap up, I want to ask you one simple question, and it helps me create videos that truly support you. Which joint gives you the most trouble? Your knees, your hips, your wrists, your lower back? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one, and it guides what I film next. If you're trying to relieve pain naturally and stay flexible as you age, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the guidance I'm preparing for you. From nutrition to exercises to sleep habits that reduce inflammation. And if this video helps you understand your body better, type one word, helpful. It lets me know I'm serving you well, and it helps this video reach more older adults who need the same support. If you have friends or loved ones dealing with joint pain, send this video their way. Sometimes one small piece of information can change someone's entire quality of life. We're building a community of people over 50 who refuse to give up, who refuse to accept joint pain as their destiny. A final moment before you go. I'd like you to take a quiet moment for yourself and ask, if my joints hurt even a little less tomorrow, how would my life change? Maybe you'd get out of bed faster. Maybe you'd take a walk with your partner without stopping. Maybe you'd lift your grandchild without worrying your knee will give out. In 30 years of practice, I've seen small changes create incredible transformations. One patient told me, "Doctor, I just want my normal life back. Standing up without pain, walking 10 minutes without getting tired, sitting down without worrying my joint will lock." And the beautiful thing is, those normal moments can come back. No magic cures, no complicated methods, just daily steady support from the inside out. I'm 60 now. I know very well how the body changes with age. But I also know one thing with absolute certainty. Your body has never stopped wanting to heal. You're not too old. You're not past your prime. Your joints are just waiting for you to give them a chance. Those warm cups of tea, the broth, the ginger, the turmeric, they're not just drinks. They're reminders that you're choosing to take care of yourself. You're choosing strength. You're choosing health. You're choosing you. So tomorrow when you pour one of these drinks, remember, it's not just a routine, it's a promise. I'm continuing, I'm improving every day, and I believe in you. We're walking this journey together. If you'd like, I can also format this into a polished YouTube script, voiceover, or subtitle file. Just let me know.